Back to Skip Happens. My name is Skip Clark, of course, your host of Skip Happens. And tonight, Ansel Brown is back on the podcast, y'all. And this time it feels a little bit different. Last time he was here, he was figuring things out. Now the music's moving, as you can hear.
18-wheelers, Green Bay
Ansel.
Packers, Pittsburgh Steelers. We ain't afraid of doing a little hard work.
And the fans are responding. The numbers are real. It's not hype. And from the Whiskey Makes Her Miss Me, I remember that. That was off the EP to The Rise. And what's next with We Make America Run, which is this.
Working for the man and working for a dollar, dirt on our hands.
This is a second chapter, I want to say, built with purpose. Let's get into it. And it's my friend, we actually became pretty good friends. He actually I made a trip to Charlotte in the middle of August for a wedding. And of course, he's in Charlotte. And I come to find out that is not the time you want to go to Charlotte because it's like 95 degrees in the shade. And humid, but it was beautiful. Ansel, how are you?
It's good, man. It's good to be back.
Oh, it's so good to see you.
Like I said, I think you were the first podcast interview that I did.
Wow.
When I first relaunched this past summer. Right. So I'm excited to be back and give you an update.
I always wanted you back. And, we pretty much kept in touch. And then Tracy reached out and I said, yeah, absolutely. And I think you did. I think we were texting even before then. So,
yep,
and by the way,
you. Yep.
And by the way, kudos right to that young lady, Tracy, because she's on top of everything that you're doing. I mean, she just a few minutes ago even emailed me with some information about Amazon and all that. So she is right on top of it.
She's been a godsend. There's a couple of people like Mike Ureta but Tracy is just like every day.
I love it.
Like on me saying, hey, we got to get this done. We got to get this done. We got to get this done. I'm like, okay.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
She
keeps me completely straight.
Yeah. Ansel, for people who may be finding you for the very first time, all right, or refinding you, I guess, where are you in life right now compared to the last time you were on with us?
I'm an exciting point because, we started back and the whiskey took off. I mean, it had we're close to 300,000 streams on Spotify alone. It's been amazing. And the last time that I was doing this, I was kind of doing the space shuttle stuff. So that was amazing too.
That's right.
Yeah. So I was doing all the NASA space shuttle events for the farewell to the space shuttle program. And really, I mean, that's just been amazing to go through leaving, coming back. And then this time it's been more, I would say last time it was more about big events and connecting my music with big events like the final space shuttle stuff.
Totally.
This time I'm really focused on Ansel the artist, and not that I wasn't an artist back then, but now my vision is to really just be as good of a singer as I can be, connect at the deepest level with people with my music. And it's been working. It's been incredible. Everything that's happened, right after we launched, I had the city of Pittsburgh call me and they were like, we heard We Make America Run. They heard that song that you were playing. And they said, of course, it mentions the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Of course.
But they were like, hey, we've been booked for a long time for the 4th of July, but we would be privileged if you would headline our 4th of July for us. And that was like a month before the 4th.
Wow.
So that was really my first big concert opportunity in the comeback. And I took it, I jumped on it. I got my band ready. We went up there. We had a great time. The people of Pittsburgh were amazing. I really connect with working class communities. So if you're in a blue collar city, I feel really natural in those situations. And that's what that song is about as well. It's about blue collar. It's about what makes this country run. But so really that connection point is really what I'm looking for this time. And I really want to savor it because when you're gone for as long as I was gone, you forget what it's like to really connect. And that's what I'm doing this time.
So you're like in a different headspace now.
Oh, big time.
Big time. Big time. So that's kind of cool. Now, is it true that you stepped away for health, family, and life priorities? And then what did that time away teach you that you could not have learned by staying in the grind? If you know what I
Man,
mean.
yeah, that's a great question because it did. It taught me that one, you're given an opportunity, and if you don't take it, you
Mhm.
do miss it. And in my case, yes, I was healing. I was going through some serious stuff in terms of what you go through in life. A lot of us go through that.
Mhm.
And then I had a heart issue,
Yeah.
and then I had a family member go through a traumatic time in the justice system,
Yeah.
and it was very earth shattering to me. But it taught me resolve, and it also taught me that what you if I'm ever gonna get back into music, I have a window to do it,
Yeah.
and I knew in the back of my mind I would always be back. I just didn't know when. And then after the heart issue kind of got sorted out, just the light came on. It was around COVID.
Oh,
And
geez.
I just really, I knew this is what I needed to be doing. And I appreciate it more now. I'm not really out there trying to become, Joe
Mhm.
Schmo from Atlantic Records.
Right. Right.
I'm trying to do what I know my passion is, and my passion is to connect. And it's always been to connect. And it's just like I said, I used to do big events and connect through the music to those events. I'm not saying I won't do that again, but now it's truly about me connecting with the country music lover and really trying to make sure that I don't miss what I gave up
Mhm.
again. So I'm all the way in. I'm working night and day. I'm running a business. I'm doing all that stuff, but
Yeah.
this is me night and day. And it's because I feel like I have so much to share that I didn't get to during that time off.
So this is not really a comeback tour, it's a comeback mission.
Yes,
Big time.
exactly.
I love that.
It
And
is.
what does that actually mean to you?
Oh boy. It means that no matter what, I stand up. It doesn't if it's hard to get noticed because the world has changed in
Mhm.
10 years, it's still a challenge that I want to face. And being in a mission mindset, you really got to put one foot in front of the other,
Yeah.
regardless of the pushback. I have felt this time that it feels like the waves are with me, and I felt like the first time I was in music, I felt like it was almost the same way, but toward the middle of it, it kind of felt like there was pressure against me, not in a negative way, but just a general way that you feel when you're trying to do something and you're not sure that you're doing it the right way. And I felt that a lot the first time through. This time, because I don't have expectations of, I'll just say stardom. I don't really have those expectations. I have expectations for myself to put a product out that
Mhm.
people will connect with. And then when they meet me or they see me in person or they meet
Mhm.
me on social media, they're going to know me. And that vulnerability is really what I'm focused on. And this mission is putting that one foot in front of the other, no matter what you face, no
Like
matter how
always.
hard it is, and
Mhm.
just keep going because you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. Wow. Dude, what, was there a specific moment when the fear of not doing music again became bigger than the fear of, let's say, falling or failing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When my daughter was born,
God.
I,
And she's how old now? 5?
she's 5. And
God.
so she's a COVID baby.
Mhm.
And I just remember thinking to myself, I'd see her smile. I had this little thing that I did with her every day from the day she was born. Every time that I looked at her, I'm not joking. There was not a single time that I didn't do this. Every time that I looked at my daughter, I smiled. I'm getting goosebumps right now.
I know. Well, yeah, I got the
And
hoodie on and I just can't see them, but I have them.
and after about 70 days,
Mhm.
she did not stop smiling.
Oh, dude.
And as I was watching her, and literally she's that way today till
Mhm.
today. She's one of the most, just unique personalities, but she has that energy in her that just makes you, feel her smile, right? And I remember looking at her going, she's not going to know who I really am. She's not going to know about my music.
Mhm.
She'll see it on a CD sitting in the house. She's not going to know me as an artist. And that really started to eat away. Like I was like, I gotta get back into this. And then just at that moment,
Mhm.
my good friend Brent Harrison came to me and he said, Ansel, let's write. Cause I had an idea for a song called Middle of the Madness.
Okay.
And it kind of percolated, right? And then we wrote, and then I was going through the same thing with my daughter where I'm like, I got to get back into this or she's never going to know. And then boom, it was like he was there and we
Mhm.
started writing together. And then we started recording together. And then we started,
Wow.
and it was just one thing after another just kept happening. It took 4 years,
4
but
years.
we
Wow.
got there over time. And my daughter started to learn, oh, my dad's a singer. I don't know if she's totally
Oh,
get,
she'll get it. No,
yeah,
she probably does get it. It's
yeah.
just the way she doesn't really show you all of it as of yet. But believe me, I mean, from day one, when you smile at her, she knows you're number one, your daddy. Number two, you're going to be that artist too.
I think I'm gonna write a book about that experience with my daughter because
You really should.
it was really it wasn't that I was experimenting, but I was like, I remember I had, we have 4 boys on top, in addition to
Mhm.
her.
Uh-huh.
I'm a smiley person anyway. I like to smile. I just have that's my energy. And but I just remember being like, I want to see if this really impacts her. And
Mhm.
I swear to God, it was amazing to watch her just suddenly she started smiling at a very young age, she was smiling, and then she started just smiling all the time, and my wife would laugh at me because literally every time I saw her, I was like,
Oh my
it's
God.
I kept that on my face. Even if I was not having a good day.
Can't stop talking about it.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
good. So good. Man, that is so good. Let's talk a little bit about you're doing this on your own. You're doing it without the machine, so to
Yes.
speak. And the whiskey makes her miss me. I mean, that had real numbers. And what I read was nearly 300,000 Spotify streams. When did you realize that, this is not just noise, but real momentum?
I think when the CMA, well, let me go back. I think really as soon as we knew Whiskey was the launch single,
Mhm.
we started the feedback we were getting was really good. But as the Music Row numbers started to pick up, and
Mhm.
then right before the EP came out in October that it's on, it was the release single.
Right, right.
Um, the CMA, pumped out their Friday new music email blast to the industry, and Ansel Brown was right there, next to Keith Urban and it's like, okay, so they know that I'm back. They know that
Exactly.
I'm doing this again. And yeah, it's harder without the engine, behind you. But I tell you what, we ended up charting on Music Row. We're
Mhm.
charting right now on the breakout chart. And
Mhm.
that to me is that's exactly what I wanted to have happen because I haven't been here for so long.
Right.
And to have my first single, I was right there with Luke Combs. He didn't chart on like his newest song. He landed on the on deck list. And that same week, I landed on the on deck list.
Now, what is that? You look at this list and you see your name among those that, your Luke Combs and your Keith Urbans and everybody else. I mean, what is that feeling like?
It's like it's that you're doing something that is working, even
You're
though
being
it's not as
noticed.
fast as I want it to
Yeah.
be. It's gonna take time. I kept having to tell people that are supporting me, I'm like, this is a marathon. This
Mhm.
is not like we're
Mhm.
not gonna just be a flash in the pan. People are gonna systematically see that Ansel Brown is putting out really good music,
Mhm. Mhm.
really, well critiqued music, in a good way. And he's really doing this. And it's not like just one big push. It's going to be several pushes. And we're doing that. And the more fans that we get behind this, the more help we get from the listening
Right.
public,
Right.
the bigger it can be.
Yeah. So how different does success feel now that it's coming from the listeners as opposed to, the label push? It's
Yeah,
got to
it
be
it
different.
feels it feels amazing and way
Wow.
better than I think somebody was talking to somebody else today about it with a PR person in Atlanta, and he's like, she's like, well, is he on a major label? And the guy that was talking to that lady was like, I don't think Ansel wants a label. I think he wants to do this himself. He doesn't
It's not
want.
uncommon,
Yeah,
It's
now it's
happening more and more.
because of the
Yeah.
way that you get,
Yeah.
everything is like advanced, and then you're
Right.
paying back the label forever.
Yeah. See, to each their own, but I'm not going to diss the labels either. Everybody's got a job to do, but the artists that I speak to, and a lot of those are independents, such as yourself.
Yeah.
They're, this is what they're doing. They want to have hands on. They want to make the
I want to
decision.
decide what my
Exactly.
Yep, exactly.
And if it fails, you got nobody to blame but yourself.
And I don't think you can
No, I don't think. I think you're absolutely right. I know what you're going to say.
if you want to get rich and famous and that's your goal, then yes, you might fail. But if your
Right.
goal is to create something that people
Be happy.
may remember
Yeah.
and may get inspired or touched by, that's real success. That kind of sounds like something a motivational speaker would say, but it is true that if you're doing what you love doing, then at any measure it's success.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I love doing this.
I can tell. I can absolutely tell, and that just makes me feel so good. When you put together The Rise, was the goal a hit or was it a statement?
The goal was a statement
I kind of figured.
and no hesitation. And
Yep.
it was a statement because I'm like, Ansel is a serious artist. I'm talking third person, sorry.
So,
I'm a serious artist that
Yeah.
really has a serious desire to put out high quality work.
Mhm.
And that makes me feel good because I'm kind of a perfectionist with creativity. I mean, I'm a creative person regardless of the
Yep.
music.
Yep. Yep.
And so I have high standards for myself, but to put it out there, it's just like, I want to make the statement is Ansel is for real.
Mhm. Real deal, baby.
Whether I'm on Billboard Top 100 or not.
It's the real deal. That's what
Yeah.
matters. That's what matters. You've got multiple tracks showing engagement. I
Oh, yeah.
saw that. I hear it. Not just one song. Why do you think listeners are sticking around this time?
I think
Crazy questions, I know. I'm sorry.
no. I think they they're learning about me, and
Mhm.
they're like my number one statement that I get from people like you, Skip, is like, how did I not know about you?
Mhm.
If I hear that from people, it's like I know that I'm doing the right thing, and
Mhm.
I know that I'm doing high quality work because they're not going, man, you used to be a lot better. This time
Wow.
they were really saying like, how did I not hear about you before?
I've said that since day one. I think the first time when you and I first talked, and it's
Yeah.
like, how did I not know about you?
And yeah, you did say that. That's right.
I know. I
And
know.
it's like, I think if you get that reaction, and I would say it's happened on like, I'm not joking, 97% of my interviews
Mhm.
that where people have listened to my music before the interview,
Mhm.
and then they're like talking off camera, or off live,
Yeah. Yep.
and they're
Yep.
like, what, why didn't I know about you? So I love that surprise, like, even though that's kind of like a cut on myself, because it's like you're surprised that I can sing or you're surprised that I have good music. It's to me, it's like,
Oh,
man,
it's talent.
that is amazing to get that kind of response.
It's feel good. It's
Yep.
feel good. Inside, you just go, yeah, that's what I want. This is
Exactly.
me. This is the real me. And then, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Then there's this
I love this song.
more cowbell. Yeah, it just kind of reminds me of being at one of our baseball games, and there's a guy that comes around with a cowbell, and
Yeah.
they always have more cowbell. But this,
You ever saw the Saturday
this-
Night Live?
Hear that voice.
hang on.
You hear the blah, blah, blah. You hear deadlines way behind. Do you hear me, son? I tell them, yeah, yeah, yeah. He owns my time from 9 till 5, but what I've got in mind goes to 11. You hear the bang, bang, bang.
Wow, dude.
You hear the guitar.
We're doing a line dance for this one right now.
Oh, I bet you. Yeah, exactly. I can vision that happening with this. That is great. More cowbell. What I'm reading is that has quietly become like the dark horse fan favorite. Did that catch you off guard when that happened?
Well, it just came out October 17th,
So
but
it's new.
just from
Okay.
that little, it's kind of started to separate itself a little bit.
Hmm.
And just the reaction that I get from people, whether they're other creators on TikTok or whatever, they're like, "Hey, so More Cowbell is one of your songs. Can we use it?" So we're getting a lot of that just organically, with creators wanting to use it. And it just, like, it's always been one of my favorite songs. I did not write that song either. So just so you know,
Okay.
Skip Black and Joe Leathers wrote that song.
Cool.
And I used to sing it back in the day. And
Really?
I'm like, I never got to record it. And then so I called them up when I was putting this first EP together, and I was like, "Hey guys, can I do More Cowbell?" And there's one other called Gravity Hill that they wrote. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Can I do More Cowbell and Gravity Hill?" And they were like, "Yeah, do it." And of course they, but because those songs have like sat with me for so long, they feel a part of my tapestry, and to
Mhm.
have it on an actual album now feels amazing. So
Wow, that is so
it's
cool.
always been one of my favorite songs.
That is so cool. So, and then you're officially launching "We Make America Run," which is the radio single now. Why was this the right song to follow "Whiskey"?
Because I love my country, and
Yeah.
it is a blue collar anthem. It's not like a, "Oh, say can't," it's not one of those
Right,
anthems,
right,
but
right.
it's a blue collar gritty anthem. And we got some great reviews on it. I just think it's a great I feel like the first single is to not dip your toes, but to splash, so that people are like, "Oh,
Mhm.
wake up. Who's Ansel? Where did Ansel? Why did we not know about Ansel?" And then the second follow-up single needs to be something that can gain national traction in a way that maybe the first one can't, because the first one has to surprise people. The second one has to go
Mhm, mhm,
and
mhm.
take off. And I believe that's the one that is ready and waiting to just take off once radio gets a hold of it.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's built for radio.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Live shows, the big moments.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I mean, what were you hoping people would feel the first time they heard it?
Um, just a level of pride in what
Mhm.
they do to make this country run.
Exactly.
Because whether you're a farmer, whether you're a uh, you know a,
Trucker,
army man,
army,
yeah,
military. Yeah.
yep. Whether you're a first responder, whether you're a
Mhm,
trucker,
mhm,
these are the people that make this country run.
mhm.
Everybody should feel pride in that works
Exactly.
hard. Whether you're an entrepreneur, even I even count that in this, because even though you're a businessman, you're still part of that real blue collar. Because I don't know if you've ever owned a business, which you have,
Mhm.
and I'm the same way. When having a business is not easy,
Not at
and
all.
it takes a lot of sweat
Mm.
and hard work to make something stick around, or you got to get another job. And so yeah, I throw entrepreneurs into that, but it is a true working man and woman song.
How important, Ansel? How important is country radio in this chapter of your career compared to the first one?
Country radio is difficult. Um,
Mhm.
I think a lot of people find it challenging to try to get a song to chart on any level. Um, I think but to me, it was like the barometer, right? It was like, I want to be on radio to see how the program directors react, to see what I can get out of a song on radio, because then that feeds into everything else to me. But today, digital music is where it's at.
Mhm, mhm.
DSPs,
Oh yeah.
Spotify's
Oh yeah.
and Apple
Oh yeah.
Music's. But radio can really transcend. And if you are able to catch something on fire for radio, it can do a lot of other things to help you kind of develop that audience that you want to have
Mhm.
and you want to be connected to. So while I don't necessarily need radio, I do want to be on radio, because it's something that I from the beginning, that's been my goal, to be on radio.
Well, I'm the
So
radio guy.
And you are a radio guy.
So you need radio.
Yes.
Because I mean, the way I tell a lot of artists this, Ansel, is we are who we are because of the artists like you. I mean, it's a two-way street. So
Yes.
in a way, you do need radio, and
Yeah.
you got to make that work. Now, I understand we have all, the DSPs and all that, but still, radio still, do you realize radio is where they're getting a lot of their new music from first?
Yes, I
FM
do.
radio.
And I do love, but personally, I love radio. I love being, listening to radio. I'm not like, I'm usually not just like driving, listening to my, to CD music or my MP3, whatever you call them, iPhone.
Yeah,
whatever.
they don't have CDs in the cars anymore.
Yeah, no, mine does. My truck has it.
Oh, really? Oh, all right. Well, for the most part, they don't.
Yeah. So, but my goal from the beginning has been to be on radio. And I have had moments of doubt where I'm like, maybe I'm not doing this the right way. But if you're just patient and you allow a song to kind of get in front of people enough times where they're like, okay, I'm going to give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some amazing program directors, come out and say, look, we're playing this. We're going to play it 30 times a week or whatever. And it's been really great to see that. And, I think a lot of people, like I said, even though I think there are other things that, you can go viral on.
Oh, absolutely.
It's still
absolutely.
Like, to me, country music is a little different than everything else. And I feel like the radio part of country music is really what you think of when you reflect on somebody's career or somebody's legacy.
It's true.
You remember hearing them on the radio.
On the radio.
Who doesn't want to have a moment where a family member is sitting in Charleston, South Carolina, and then all of a sudden they're driving and they're listening to 92.7 or whatever.
Right.
And they hear their grandson or their daughter or whoever in their car on the radio out of the blue. I don't think there's anything that surpasses that. That's way better than just having it show up on your feed.
Exactly.
So I totally agree with you there. I just sometimes I
get it. I get it. I really do. It's amazing though. We talk about you and I are like over here, but then there's a lot of younger people over here. And if you were to ask somebody from a younger generation what radio is, you know what they would tell you?
What's that?
Radio? No, they would go, oh yeah, I listen to the radio. It's Spotify. It's Pandora.
Oh, correct.
They think that's radio.
Yep.
So that's a whole different generation. But
yes, that's true.
I think that's interesting. So
I think there are still, I don't know, I think there are a lot of audiophiles that like love radio, love the,
oh yeah,
morning
absolutely.
drive and
absolutely.
the evening
oh my
drive.
God.
And
I could tell you stories about radio in my days, and they're still going on, but I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. Just like you doing what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I would say on importance level and the level of importance, just like when I hit the breakout chart after so many weeks of trying, that was, to me, that was the most exciting moment.
That's cool.
Just being on the on deck with
being
Luke
on
Combs
Yep.
was like, okay, I'm really doing this.
I'd be running around going, look at my name's right here.
I think I sent out like 100 texts, and people, I kept thinking people are gonna go like Ansel's all about him, and I was like, but I was so excited, or Ansel shares too much, or whatever. But I was so excited. I was just like, I was trying to send it out to people that have known me and maybe even forgotten me.
That's
and
awesome.
It's like, okay, we're doing this.
Absolutely.
So
and as a matter of fact, send it to somebody that didn't like you and go, look at this dude. See, now I'm here. Okay. So just kidding.
Yeah.
But, let's talk about perspective and purpose a little bit. If you could talk to the version of yourself who stepped away, what would you tell him now?
Look at me now.
Exactly. See, look right here. I'm next Luke Combs.
No, I think I could reflect and say, look at what you missed.
Well,
if I want to be honest, I did. I missed, but I also would say, man, Ansel, if you didn't wait, you wouldn't have the perspective that you do have now.
Right.
You wouldn't enjoy it as much as you are right now because you took the time to miss it.
I hope, Ansel, I hope people watch this that are ready to give up, but now they know they can have, everything that you're saying is, I guess, more or less, don't give up. Just, if you got to step back, you step back, take care of the things you need to take care of.
Yep.
But when you come back, you're going to be bigger and better than ever.
Yep.
And hopefully, we have a lot of locals that want to do what you're doing. We have a lot of very talented people, but it's such a crowded market.
But you're the only you.
But thank you. Exactly. You're the only you. So I think you're a good example and an inspiration to a lot of people that maybe they don't know where to go or what to do. Now they can look at you, or they can watch this and, say, you know what? Yes, I can do this. I can do this.
And don't ever feel desperate, because
exactly.
the moment you feel desperate is when the trouble begins.
So I'm going to ask you, finish this sentence. I have my notes in front of me. I didn't. Okay. This chapter feels different because.
Man, because I have no ability to imagine anything different. I really don't. This chapter will be different. That's the question, right? Because of, is that the question?
Yeah, it's just like, this chapter feels different because of, yeah. It's just, you've got it all together.
So. Yeah, because I'm like more seasoned than I've ever been.
There you go. That's the right word.
Yeah.
And it's not saying you're old. It's just that you've been doing this for a little bit.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, when I was standing in Pittsburgh singing, I used to get really uptight about shows, but now it's like, no, take a breath and enjoy what you're doing right now, because the people that would dream of doing this in the millions, they would love to experience this, and I'm getting to do it. And it's just an amazing feeling. I feel like I'm way more prepared to face anything.
So why were you getting uptight?
I think I just always had first I had, what's it called when you're like, I don't play guitar, so I feel like I have imposter syndrome.
Okay.
So I used to have this level of perfection in my mind that I don't think I could ever really attain. And you have to let go of that, because really what matters is the person that you're looking at as you do a show, the people that you're looking at. They're the only thing that matters right then. It's like you are communicating with them. Don't let it be so tight. Let it be enjoyable. Let it be free and exciting and exhilarating and even just goosebump moments, right? It's like you've got to take the time to breathe in and feel that as you're doing it. Otherwise, it's just gone and you didn't get to enjoy it.
Right. Gotcha. What's one thing that maybe fans might not realize about how much work goes into you being an independent artist? How much work is that?
Oh my goodness. I wish I had 5 or 6 or 10 people just, helping me with daily tasks, but it's very, it is easy to get really buried under the amount of work that you have to do just to make sure you're not doing something that you should be doing. And it can become a fatal flaw, because you're like, oh man, I should have done that. So you're constantly pressured with having to get certain things done in a certain order. And then there's trial and error on top of that, but you have to do things every day. You have to pay for things. You need to think of publicity and, as we call it, PR. You need to think of those things as you're going through this, because you got to treat yourself like it is a business, even though, you want those moments where it feels like it's just magical. And it's just like it's like cutting through butter, with a hot knife. But the honest truth is, every day you're going to face challenges. You're going to face doubt. You're going to face criticism. You're going to face the the unknown. You're going to face people that have never heard of you and don't care. And so you have to deal with all that stuff every day on top of just getting the work done.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
it takes a lot of practicing, rehearsing,
Right,
um,
right.
having everything that you need to be as successful as you can. It takes a lot of work.
Now, how do you balance that? You've got the business, you're doing this, you got a wonderful family. How do you balance all that?
Man, it's hard. My family, I think, gets tired of me talking about, what music and everything, but it's like they know that, you know, this is this is a this is a lot.
Mhm,
And I put everything that I have, just, spiritually speaking, I've put I put a lot of money behind what I
mhm.
have in terms of me just putting my own savings
Yep,
through, what I need to do to make sure I'm doing this right.
I hear
Um,
you.
it just takes a lot of, maybe getting some extra income somewhere,
Mhm,
trying
mhm,
to
mhm,
getting some sponsors, things like that. And when you're doing that, they know that you're in. So you can't just go. I used to tell my sons, okay, you started football.
mhm,
You're going to play till the end of the season, no matter how you feel about football,
mhm.
because you started it. People are counting on you. It's the same thing with this. I'm in. I'm not going to quit, no matter what I face. I'm not. There are days that I get down because I'm facing a level of criticism for something. Maybe it's just people not knowing me on social as much as I, want them to know that
Oh,
I'm
I
here.
know. Yeah,
But
yeah.
you just you can't stop. You got to
It's the
just keep.
same thing on my side of
Yep.
things. I mean, we kinda do the same thing, but
Oh yeah.
different,
Yeah.
and that
You're a
it's
creator.
sometimes. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. You too.
Yep.
And, there's just those moments. So when you feel like you're overwhelmed and all that's going on, and, how do you keep yourself grounded and keep, a good head on your shoulders? Things start moving really fast. How do you handle all that?
So I'll give you a great example. So, something negative will happen, and whatever that is.
Yeah.
And then 3 days later, you have to know that every time you face an obstacle or something that is causing you stress or disappointment or whatever it might be, you have to think to yourself, in 2 days, 3 days, something good is going to happen.
Mhm.
I might face 5 bad things, but I know that if I keep moving forward, something good is going to happen that next week, and it always does.
It always
There's
does. Yeah.
always something good to, no matter what my traction level is with people or the industry. I know that this week might be slow, but next week something is gonna happen that makes it suddenly
Mhm.
exhilarating,
Mhm.
and that you just gotta look for those great moments that happen every week. They do. They
Yeah.
happen every week.
And when you wanna get away from it all, what do you do? I mean, that's only normal. I mean, there's times I just wanna get away from the radio side of things just for a day. Just I wanna do something different. What do you do when you wanna walk away for just, few hours or a day?
Usually it's doing stuff with my family.
Cool.
Typically that's what it will be, or helping. Like, we went and helped the homeless in Charlotte a couple weeks ago
Nice.
for Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
And I just took the whole day with the family, and we walked around Charlotte and gave out food to the homeless. It was amazing. Homeless people were praying for us. It was really cool.
That is
So
so
we're doing
awesome.
that again this weekend because
Nice.
it was just such an awesome experience. But doing things for the community or doing things with veterans, veteran
Mhm.
friends,
Mhm.
which has
Mhm.
been, I've been kind of slack the last 6 months because I've got so much distracting me. So sometimes I sit back and I go, okay, I need to do this and this with Richard's Coffee Shop or whoever.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
but mostly it's the daughter and the wife, and doing
Those
something with
Yeah,
them.
I love that.
My wife would probably say it's not enough, but I do try to step back. And you just got to like, if you're
Mhm.
feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling like you can't get a break, you got to just make yourself not worry about, okay, if next 5 days I'm gonna, go do something with my family. You just got to let it happen and not worry, because it's like being a YouTuber, right? It's, if you're a
Mhm.
YouTuber, people get scared. Oh my, if I stop my schedule, YouTube's algorithm is going to forget about me. And the same thing
Yeah.
with me. If I stop my schedule, I'm not going to be able to book any shows next year, or I'm not going to be able to do this or that. It's kind of the same thing, but you got to know that the world keeps turning. When people see you, they see you. And when they don't worry about it. So you shouldn't worry about it either, because you're going to come back when you're ready in the next few days.
Is there ever a moment where you don't want to be Ansel Brown?
No, I don't think so. I think I feel like my life has been about just
It's awesome.
taking hold and doing what I'm dreaming of doing, and just doing it, like, regardless of what
Mhm.
it takes. Like, I can give you a whole, like, another show of all the different things. I used to tell people I live a different life every 5 years.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like, I live different lives every 5 years, because I'm constantly wanting to do what my passion is. And the one thing that's lasted the longest is the music.
I love it. You know what I want to do? I want to take this podcast on the road and go to your boat and do it live from your boat.
Ooh,
That's
that
what I
would be
want.
fun.
I don't know. I don't know. You said, come on, we're going to take you out on the boat. Remember when
Yeah,
I was
that would be
in,
fun.
I
That
was
would be
in
actually, let's do that. Let's make sure we do that, because it's a pontoon boat, so we can set up a whole.
perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it's
I've got my own power. I've got my own
yep,
internet. We're good to go.
yep,
We'll take,
exactly.
well, I would
It would
definitely
be
do that.
awesome.
It would be awesome. But, I just,
If you just put a little money into the Starlink portable version,
oh,
you
okay.
can just use that anywhere,
Yeah.
and
I
it's
have
like,
my own internet. I can which is very similar.
okay,
So I can go anywhere and plug in and do my thing.
that's awesome. There,
I
you're there
and
then. You can
I
do
just
this.
think about, see, I think outside the box sometimes. It's like, wow,
Yeah,
get
that's
out of this
smart.
pod zone. I mean, I've done it from the ballpark. I've been so many different places with different artists, and I think that'd
That's
be
cool.
cool. It's something different, man. It's
I
something
like
different.
that.
Yeah. And so for somebody hearing your name today for the first time, where should they start, and what do you hope they hear beyond the music?
Go to Spotify, check out my history of music, not just like what's out today,
Mhm.
and get a sense of who I am musically speaking. And then, meet me on my website or meet me on social media to kind of like interact with me, because to me, like, when people are interacting and they're genuinely trying to
Mhm.
learn more about me, it's awesome to be able to communicate with people. That's the one great thing about social media, is that it's going to be, the artist
Yeah.
that really communicates with people that are trying to understand them, or learn more about their music and their history. If you're genuinely doing that, which I think most artists are, when it's like that, I want to be open to everybody, and I want to get to know
Cool.
people. And you can ask the people that have known me for a long time, in terms of fans of my music. I don't really forget people when I interact with them. I kind of remember just about everybody.
Mhm. That is so cool. And I love the fact that you do interact with them. I think that is so very important.
Oh yeah, and if I get a show in their town,
Oh my
they
God,
better
that's
be there.
awesome.
They
And I'm
better be
sure they
there.
would be too.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, Ansel, this has been great, man. It's cool to hear how different this chapter feels. I love that. And I loved you from the very beginning, dude. Just something about it. When you talk to people, there's that connection, and just they hear about what you do, what you're doing, and where you're going. Not rushed, not forced, just real. If you're listening, go support an independent artist doing it the right way. It's this guy, Ansel Brown.
Man.
Search him, Ansel Brown. You can start with Whiskey Makes Her Miss Me. Check out the Rise EP, and don't sleep on more Cowbell. I think it's right here. There's something about more Cowbell. I don't know. It's all good though. Absolutely, and listen for "We Make America Run." Maybe that was this, right?
There you go.
There it is. I'm just over here pushing buttons.
Yeah, running them roads.
I know. There you go. Good stuff. Ansel Brown. We Make America Run, country radio. Ansel, we appreciate you. Let's listen to this just for a second.
Dealers, we ain't afraid of doing
YouTube will yell at me, but that's all right.
Yeah, we're the East Kentucky coal miners, the Detroit City Assembly liners. We're the flashing lights that get there first. Working for the man and working for $1. Dirt on our hands and blue on our collars. Sweating for a living out in that red hot sun. Planting that seed and swinging that hammer, land of the free and the John Deere tractor, up with the sun, out there getting it done. Yeah, we make America run.
That's it. We make America run. That's the guy right there, Ansel Brown. Yeah, dude, you're the best. Again, I want to say thank you for coming out and Skip Happens tonight. You know what? We gotta do this right along, and just really appreciate you. I appreciate the music, and I just appreciate you as a person. Everything you've been through. So
Thank you, man. That's like, yeah, love talking to you. Love getting on the show with you. And this is,
I don't know.
you're
I'm all
doing
over
what
the
you
place.
Need to be doing.
And I'm all over the place.
Yeah,
but I have a lot of fun with it though.
So and I like that you have a radio background.
A little bit. But Ansel, again, thank you for being on Skip Happens. If you've been watching this, make sure you subscribe. And, all you got to do is go to youtube.com /@ Skip Happens podcast. Click subscribe. Make sure you check him out online too. Subscribe. Exactly. Ansel Brown. You see it right there. Yeah, that's the name. That's him. Ansel, thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey, thank you, Skip. It's been amazing again.